Welcome back to another episode of Game Changers here on the LHSAA Network. I'm your host, Spencer Verret. We've got a great show for you today, joined now by our first guest, Don Landry, the head volleyball coach at Academy of Our Lady in New Orleans. Coach, thanks for joining us. Just wrapped up the season for y'all last night. 35 wins on the year. Kind of how this season's gone so far, and we're ready for playoffs, right?
I hope so. We better be. We better
Uh,
be.
just kind of walk me through the season as a whole. 35 wins is a lot of wins on the schedule. Only a couple of losses, sitting up in that top sort of 4-3 area. What the season's been like as a whole.
It's been pretty good. Obviously we start conditioning in June. The girls have bought into the whole culture of basically of pushing themselves beyond the limits. Um, they understand that what it actually takes to get there and to get to we call it the big dance, so to speak. The state championship. Um, they last night was a great example. We ended up going five with Thomas Jefferson. We lost the first two sets, and we came back and did a reverse sweep. And in the fifth set, I looked at them and I said, "Are we in? We're feeling good. Are we ready?" And and pretty much all of them were like, "Coach, I'm not tired. I can do this. We can do this." And as I said, when you guys were whining and crying in June, this is too hard. The all the agility drills, the weights, and everything else. And believe me, they were whining. I said, "This is why we do it, for this moment right here," and we end up coming out on top. So after the game, they were like, "Coach, we can do another match right now. I would be okay." So it kind of felt good. Obviously, it's our trainer has done a lot with them throughout the summer, and she had a pretty good idea on actually what it would take, and they bought in. They bought in to the whole thing. So you know, we is greater than me. That's kind of our theme for the season. They all have practice shirts. They wear this, and it seems to be working so far.
Talk to me about some of the standouts throughout the season so far. Some of the girls that have really shown out and been game changers per se.
Oh wow, Lillian Davis. She's probably our kill leader. She's probably sitting at probably about 450 in kills. Caitlin Riley, our other outside, has done an amazing job. She's a sophomore. She's probably sitting at right about 350 in kills. She's done an amazing job. We had a transfer kid who became eligible, Zoe Johnson, who's really has stood out. She's our middle one. I think she touches right at 10 feet, so she's really made a difference. And we have a senior, Rihanna Franklin, who's basically has been pushing herself beyond the limits. She's really and truly has contributed. She's our right side, and Addie Creeth, our other middle, who has really taken the ball and run with it. She's really stepped up her play. She's last night she put a couple of balls down that were not that we don't expect it, but we expect it, so to speak. She just played her heart out. I tell you, very fortunate, very fortunate. And the cohesiveness, they really and truly have come together. Now they've been playing together for quite some time, but yeah, and last but not least, our setter Abby Kyle. We switched to a 5-1 in the third and fourth and fifth set, and she she probably had right about 45, 46 assists last night. She really stepped up her play, and she's really done a great job all season. What I really love about this team is that it's the work ethic. They really and truly they don't ever give up. We played Ben Franklin early in the season, did the same exact thing, had a reverse sweep. Um, they just seem to, when they fall back, they kind of, when they drop a set or so, they seem to rebound. We Chappelle in the tournament, we did a really good job on coming back and beating them. So it's just a no quit mentality.
You kind of see the growth of these girls throughout the year. I mean, no one other than yourself, or I guess a few people, have seen it. But where they've come from the summer, and now you're heading into playoff time, you see the growth. Is that like the most rewarding thing as a coach?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's probably the greatest part of coaching, is watching the progression, and they just most of these kids have been going to school since eighth grade freshman year, and it's funny because they kind of start off a little gawky here and there. They seem to got to get their feet underneath them, and to watch them today. Lillian has she's got several offers from several colleges right now, and she's still she doesn't want me to say this, but I think she's pretty much committed. Um, and we got a couple other kids who's had some looks from different schools. They and I would have never dreamed of this happening, their freshman year, sophomore year. Addie Creeth has been on the team since her eighth grade year. She's been a varsity player, and to see her play now and to watch her, it's just, sometimes I just like to sit back and just it's really a treat to watch them. It's I tell you, I am very fortunate, very fortunate.
Well, Coach, we thank you for joining us and giving us a little insight on the Penguins. Don't go anywhere. We've got more coming for you after this break.
The LHSAA Network TV app features a 24/7 live channel as well as on-demand content with all the high school sports you want, and it's totally free. The app is available for download on TV-connected devices, including Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. It's the only place where every day is game day. Download the LHSAA Network TV app today.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard, part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
Welcome back to Game Changers here on the LHSAA Network. I'm your host, Spencer Verret, joined now by our next guest, Zachary boys basketball coach Jon McClinton. Coach, the defending champs in Division I non-select, thank you for joining us. It's here. The weather's cold. It's a chilly day outside, and basketball season's right around the corner.
Right.
The excitement at the Z for basketball to be back. Let's start there.
Oh man, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. It seems like every year, like expectations go higher and higher, which is obviously where you want to be. You don't want to be on the other side of it. But I mean, people around here expect not they hope for, they expect for you to be back in the same position that you were in last year. They expect for, Friday nights and Tuesday nights They expect that it should be a packed house. They expect that we should win all these games. And it's just like getting our kids to understand like the same energy and the same effort that we took or that we had last year is not going to be enough for this year. Obviously it's Zachary, it's the Z. So the target is always on your chest, but then now you're coming off of a state championship. The target is going to be on your chest even more. So I haven't even mentioned anything about state championship. We just talked about getting better every day. State championship, it'll happen when it happens. If God bless us to be fortunate enough to get in that position again, we can do it. But right now, we're just trying to get better every day. But the expectations in the what we call the Havoc House is always at an all-time high, and that's boys and girls. So I'm gonna throw Coach McClure in it as well.
We're eventually going to get Coach McClure on here as well. Obviously both teams won a state championship last year in basketball. Let's talk a little bit about your roster, though.
Okay.
Looking at what you guys kind of had last year, 4 seniors on the team last year. You return a really, really stellar player in Ian Edmond, Christian Brooks as well.
Right.
Kind of who you've seen so far with the workouts and the practices y'all have had, and who stood out.
Ian, start with him. Ian is that's my little headache right there, man. If you watch us during games, we're always getting into it at some point. He's telling me what to do, and I'm telling him what to do. But our relationship, personally, has gotten a lot better over the last year. Not saying we had a bad relationship, but it's just gotten better because he's closer. And people don't realize that Ian is only a junior. He's only played 1 year of high school basketball. So just him continuously learning and growing with the game has been great. This summer, he had a great summer, whether it was with us or whether it was with Live On, his AAU organization, or summer travel team. I think he played well over the summer. He's gotten bigger. He's gotten a little taller too. He's been on this me trying to dunk kick. I don't think it's been too successful for him though. But I think our real and most improved player is Camber Price from last year's team. He's number 1. His body, he's about 200 pounds, about 6'2". It was always his confidence. In the playoffs, he turned into a different person. He turned into somebody that would hold his teammates accountable, but also hold himself accountable. Watched film all throughout class. Don't know how he passed. But he really fell in love with it. And the guy that he turned into, if we didn't have him last year, obviously we wouldn't have won a state championship. Then you obviously go into Demarius Collins, he was a shooter for us last year, great offensive rebounder for us. People don't realize how much he actually offensive rebounded the ball, but he helped us out. Aiden Givens, and obviously everybody calls him my son, Christian Brooks. His energy, his attitude, his demeanor, he's just one of those people you just love being around. And he always has a smile on his face. He's the voice of the team. Christian can play football for 3 years and not touch a basketball, but as soon as he steps on the floor, like, you just feel the vibe just change. He's one of those people that just has that aroma or energy about himself. And we love it over here. And then I think the surpriser for this year for that everybody, not everybody, but people are probably going to have him on the scouting report is Mason Newman. He's about 6'3", number 23. He's a thicker kid, but he's very, very athletic, and extremely skilled for his size. And now, mind you, he's not 6'6", but he can move. He's a load, and he can shoot the ball as well. So I think that'll help. And then I'm interested to see myself, the Ethan Kimmy getting mixed in with this. I tell him all the time, I was like, man, are you ready? He'll tell me, are you ready for me? So I don't know what that means, but just mixing him in with the athleticism that we have, obviously seeing what he does on the football field, especially last night. I mean, one of the drives toward the end of the game that we had, we just threw the ball to him 3 or 4 times in a row, and he finished it off with scoring the ball. So his physicality is what I'm really anxious to see. How physical he is, because one of the things that we pride ourselves on is being more physical than the other team. And we always say we just want to blow stuff up. So, I think that goes into the type of person he is and the type in his game or whatever like that. So I'm really interested to see. And then we have a couple more kids on the bench that that's going to really help us out. And I think we'll be deeper than we've been in the past. Usually we go around 6 or 7. Well, I think this year we can probably get to about 8 or 9. So we'll definitely see. And I'm extremely excited and I can't wait. But it's a long way. it's a long journey.
Well, we appreciate you for joining us here on Game Changers. Don't go anywhere. We've got more for you after this break.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Welcome back to Game Changers here on the LHSAA Network. I'm your host, Spencer Verret, joined now by Saint Scholastica girls soccer coach, Coach Glenn Benjamin. Coach, they call you Benji, defending champs in Division II. It's here, man. We were just talking about it, soccer season. You know, it's cold outside. We're ready to put on our big warm jackets and go watch some soccer. Is this just kind of like one of the more exciting parts of the year for you?
I think so. Going from club soccer to high school soccer, there's definitely a change in the environment and in the air. A little bit of excitement. I think they say high school is king and queen around here, so I definitely get into the mood for it. Yep.
Talk a little bit about some of the girls that have stood out so far. I already have a couple practices under y'all's belts, but who stood out for you so far?
Reese Danton. She was the MVP of state 2 years ago, but she got injured after that, and now she's returned. She's a senior. She's looking good. She looks hungry. She looks like she's ready to show people what they missed last year. I think she also just signed with UAB to go play college, so she looks great and ready to go. Yes, sir.
Obviously, another one that stood out is obviously Caroline Todd from last year's game. She put on a show last year. Your whole team kind of put on a show last year. But, is she an exciting girl to coach and kind of see come up, and especially as an 8th grader to do what she did last year?
Yeah, as an 8th grader, she comes with passion and that hungriness, and that's you can't coach that. She just brings that to the game, brings that to the team. She brings everyone in the way she play. She plays as a leader in her ability. She doesn't talk much. She just does it on the field. Yeah.
There's a lot of really, really good soccer on the North Shore. I think part of that is because, there's a great club like Mandeville Soccer Club. Madisonville's got a good club as well. But you're a part of that as well on the club side. But kind of when you watch those people that play club go to their high schools and still be able to do great things, like obviously you all won a title last year, St. Paul's won a title last year. How fun is that to watch, the North Shore kind of compete like that?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, to be honest. Just as you said, a lot of great high schools over here. Lakeshore's got great coaching and good players, and not just Mandeville Soccer Club that brings those players. As you said, Madisonville, Slidell, and just be able to watch these kids that we coach in club and then watch them in high school, regardless of what high school they play for. It's great for our community and North Shore on the whole. So I coach a lot of the players on the boys side and the girls side, and just getting the ability to go out and watch them play and compete at another different stage is fantastic.
Stage that you and your team have been no stranger to is obviously in Hammond at Strawberry Stadium is the name of the stadium there. When it comes down to those games in the season where you're looking at semifinals and finals and it's freezing cold outside and you got to use every little bit of ounce and fiber of conditioning that you've done throughout the summer in the body. Does that kind of emphasize, if we want to get to there, we've got to put the work in here?
That's part of our motto right there. We don't take any team for granted. Bringing the passion, the work ethic is very, very important to me and to my team. We know that we're not going to get anything easily. Nothing is going to be given to us. So I always tell the girls, and they believe it, they buy into it, that we're going to work and earn everything that we deserve or we want to get. So, and it starts at practice, just, putting our heads down and going at it.
Last question I have for you, Coach. Obviously, last year y'all ended I guess you could say the reign of St. Thomas More's sort of grasp they had on Division II. Hoping to go for another one this year?
I want to be realistic. I think we have the ability to, and every game is a different game. Every game has its own results. Again, we got to put in the work. There's a lot of good teams out there, and a lot of great high school teams and high school coaches, and we know when we step onto the field that teams are going to come after us, and we don't fear that. We accept the challenge, and we're gonna go out and play, and we have some things in the pot cooking already after 4 days of practice, and some special stuff because we have a lot of players that can do a lot of different things. We got a lot of players that are playing on the same club team as well too, so they know each other. So it's not that we have to go back to the drawing board, although we lost some key seniors last year, but I think it's just picking up from where we left off and just adding to it. And the girls, you see it when they come out to practice already. They're hungry, they're ready, and just ready to go to Strawberry Stadium. But again, we got to put in the work.
Sounds like y'all are cooking up a good gumbo over there at St. Scholastica. Coach, we appreciate you for joining us here on Game Changers. Don't go anywhere. We got one more segment for you coming up for you after this break.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard, part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
When looking for college, I wanted somewhere that would push me and allow me to kind of be the person I'd always wanted to be.
Everyone here kind of has this mindset of seeing the next person succeed, and I think that just creates a Southern Miss spirit.
You find what you need out of Southern Miss. What I need isn't what another student needs, but we all find something here.
You don't have to be what people have said you've been. You don't have to be what people think you are. Like, coming to Southern Miss, you can totally reinvent yourself and be who you truly feel like you are meant to be.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Welcome back to Game Changers here on the LHSAA Network. I'm your host, Spencer Verret, joined now by Huntginton girls basketball coach Brian Shine. Coach, the defending champs in Division I Select, I bet it's been a fun off-season. How have things been up on Raspberry Lane?
Oh, man, it's been a lot of celebrating. It's been very fun, to say the least, the last few months. Just trying to find a balance between having fun and preparing for the next year. But other than that, it's been all smiles on Raspberry Lane lately.
You kind of mentioned it. The work for this season's already kind of underway. The targets on your girls' back per se, but how the off season has been. Some girls who have stood out to you so far on this team.
Of course, we have our senior guard coming back, Kendall Graham, and our forward, Kaylee Dupree. They played a lot of minutes last 2 years to help us get to the point that where we are. So we're leaning on their veteran leadership. They've been great leaders over the summer, preparing a lot of freshmen, a lot of young kids that hadn't played a lot of minutes last year. We have a lot of talented freshmen and sophomores that are going to be playing this year. They just have to get that experience, and they've been doing really good at leading the way and making them more comfortable in the process.
You mentioned a lot of freshmen and sophomores. Was there kind of an uptick in the girls basketball program, the excitement around it? Not only when y'all made the state tournament, but you win it last year. Was there an uptick in the excitement there?
Absolutely. Of course, when you win anything, you get a lot of buzz, a lot of publicity, and everybody wants to be a part of something that's positive, that's winning. So we did see an influx in that. But I like to try to tell kids, okay, stay even keel. You never know. Sometimes some years you're winning, some years you're losing. So you have to make sure you just kind of stay even keeled and making sure you put in the right type of kids that aren't just there for the winning, but want to actually put in the work.
You lost a really, really talented senior class last year. What you hope that this year's senior class maybe took from last year?
We did lose a lot. We lost a lot of offense. We lost a lot of good kids. I just hope that the team last year the kids that were there last year took a lot of the small details that make you a champion from the older seniors. Like, they did a lot of things behind the scenes that helped them to become champions. They didn't just show up and win. They actually put in the work, the time, the effort, the energy, the right type of work that kind of pushed them over the edge. So I hope they learned that work ethic from them so that we can keep this ball rolling.
There's a lot of the times you hear coaches and they get to learn about the area that they're coaching at. You know a good bit about Huntginton already. You went there. We talked a lot about it after the state championship win and how special it was that you were back at Raspberry Lane and being able to bring them to a state championship. Talk a little bit about that here, though. I mean, it's got to be special coaching at your alma mater.
Oh man, it's so much bigger than just it being my alma mater. Like, Raspberry Lane means a lot to my family and to me. Like, as a kid, I grew up on Raspberry Lane. Went to Turner Elementary Middle School. Went to Huntginton. Me and my sister were 10 years apart. So when I was in elementary school, I would walk to Huntginton every day. So I feel like I was on Raspberry Lane in Huntginton since the early 2000s as an 8-year-old, 9-year-old. So it's just a dream come true to be able to come back to the place that taught you so much, that you learned and grew so much in, to come back and bring something positive back to that community and to that west side of Shreveport. It was just an amazing feeling, and Raspberry Lane will always have a special place in my heart.
I feel like in girls basketball, the last couple of years, at least from when I've been covering it, was a lot of South Louisiana winning it. Now, don't get me wrong; they had the North Louisiana, but especially in the higher divisions, it was a lot of South Louisiana. What it felt like, not just to win it for Huntington, but to win it for North Louisiana.
It was big. I agree with you. It was big for our area. We have a lot of talented athletes. And it's like for a while, it took us a while to get over that hump, you know. It's like every year, you know, someone New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Lake Charles, like they're taking the state championship home. And I know we had the talent here. Just making sure we get over the hump and doing the right thing. So it was a good feeling to be able to do that, not only for my area, but for our city and for our area of North Louisiana, because it shows that we have a lot of talented players here as well.
Any games on the schedule you're most excited for?
Oh man, every game is a big game for me. And anyone that knows me will tell you that every game in my mind, I feel like it's a state championship game. But if I had to mark a couple out, we always have battles every year. Us and Wiseman, we battle. Iron sharpens iron. We make each other better every single year. That's why we scheduled it. Initially, we scheduled it as the first game of the season, and then the more we got into it, me and Coach always like, man, look, we're going to play one at your place, we're going to play one at my place, and we're just going to duke it out, you know, then make each other better as much as we can. So Wiseman's always fun. I am excited to be able to play Captain Shreve. Of course, like, you know, we're in the city. It's almost like a little bit of rivalry going on, so it's good for us, you know, good competition to get us going, get us ready for the playoff atmosphere. And, of course, you know, LCA is always a team you want to see. I love, man, Coach Earl, that's my guy. Like, I like to compete against him. He makes us iron sharpens iron. We make each other better. So those are some games that I'm looking forward to.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you for joining us here on Game Changers. We appreciate everyone for watching this episode of Game Changers here on the LHSAA Network. Spencer Verret signing off.